T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now tapped into the coolest.
T-minus 30 seconds.
It's not what I meant to do. God damn it. What is good? You are now tapped into the coolest reptile podcast in the world. I'm your boy, MJ. What is good, everybody? If this is your first time tapping in, do your boy a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. That way you're on top of every single podcast I drop here on the Trap Talk Podcast YouTube channel. Shout out to my subscribers out there. I appreciate you guys so much. If you're looking for exclusive content, if you're just looking to tap in more than what you see here on this podcast, especially if you want to tap in with some fucking day one trappers, listen, do me a favor. Go down to the link, the very first top link you see in the description. Join the Trap Talk Patreon family. As soon as you become a part of the Patreon family, I give you a link to the Discord, which taps you in with over 145. I think we're just under 150 fucking trappers in the building, man. We are all about it. And we're just excited to be a part of each other's companies, man. I'm telling you right now, we're all growing. We're going to talk a lot about growth today. But more importantly, man, come fuck with us, especially if you feel like you're not getting enough. If you're just waiting for clutches to hit and you're just like kind of bored with that, man, come fuck with us, man. We'll keep you busy. That Discord is nonstop popping. And I just want to say shout out to all my goddamn trappers out there. You guys are my heart. Appreciate all your love and support. Go give me a follow on Instagram if you want to see what projects I have and what it is I work with. Other than podcast stuff, guess what? I do keep reptiles, man. I'm a reptile keeper before a podcaster. Don't get it twisted. So if you want to go check me out, go to Instagram, TrapGod619 on Instagram, and then go give the podcast's Instagram page a follow as well. That way you can stay all current with episodes and whatnot. That's going to be the Trap Talk Podcast on Instagram. Make sure if you're on Facebook, if you're one of the few people that's still on Facebook like myself, just so I could stay on tabs with Ed Marino and whatnot, head over to my new Facebook page, the Trap Talk Podcast. Go give that shit a like. I appreciate it. I am live on Facebook right now. If you're tapping in on Facebook, give me a like. What's up? Let's do this shit. Go give me a follow on Facebook, though. Much love and support. Also, best way to stay on top of everything that I have going on, like you guys know, I'm just out there grinding, I have a vlog, I have, different YouTube channels. So best way to stay on top of all that is just simply by going to my website, trappodcast.com, where you could get information on the podcast side of things. And then my vlog, which is the Trap Vlogs on YouTube. So if you want to go subscribe to my YouTube channel with just the vlogs, man, head over to YouTube right now, the Trap Vlogs, and subscribe, where I travel to people's, collection once a month. Not only do I do a podcast with them, but we actually do a facility tour, and it's awesome. Big things happening. I got a sick-ass vlog dropping for sure this Friday. Just got back from the homie Joel Woolsey from State 48 Exotics. What an episode last Thursday. But, yeah, going to be dropping a facility tour. He has a lot of cool shit to come, just so you know. So be ready. Go subscribe, Trap Vlogs, and make sure you stay on top of my shit by going to my website. I do want to say before we get into things tonight's episode is brought to you by the one and only Clutch. Head over to Clutch right now, okay, and get yourself on that reserve list. I am finally in the game. I finally I'm gonna hook you guys up. Fuck it. I got nothing to hide right now. So why don't we just take a look real quick at what is happening here at the new beta launch that I'm a part of right now. So I went ahead and input a couple new animals, as you guys can see here. I'm really looking forward to diving deeper here on the Clutch program and getting all my snakes input into here. Obviously just ball pythons for right now. But I'm looking forward to this, man. I just like the color coding, to be honest. I think that's really starting to grab my attention. Everything seems to be very user-friendly so far. So I will keep you guys up to date. I will keep you guys posted. And I'll keep it real, man. If there's glitches or if there's stuff that I'm not really a fan of, whatever, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. No, I'm not. They're my sponsor. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell you it's the best. That's just the way it is. Sorry. I'm just kidding. No, seriously. I'm going to be 100% transparent on this because I am going from just using Post-its and note cards, and I have maybe a couple notebooks. I'm an actual physical writer down. Like I like to write shit down. So it's going to be interesting to see how I implement using this program. But I have a lot of amazing shit that I'm growing up right now. I have projects that are just around the corner that I'm over the moon about. So maybe it's time to be organized. I'm down to be organized. Organizing never hurts, right? So I just want to say shout out to Justin Kabelka, shout out to Sebastian, the entire Clutch team. Guys, make sure you guys go follow them on Instagram. Go make sure you make sure you go follow them on Facebook as well. And yeah, big things to come. Head over to Clutch. Is it beta.com? I mean, I don't know. Link in description below. Make sure you go check it out. Yes. But guys, new breed on the block series. What is up? Are you guys ready for tonight? I got to tell you, man, this is an awesome guest we have. You know, somebody who completely has a family, has a job, awesome husband. She has a fucking full life, you know, and she still somehow wants to implement the snake game in the mix of everything that she has going right now. Okay. You got to understand, a lot of people start the snake game and then get into the mix that she has. No, this is the opposite. She's thrown the snake game into the mix. She's done it at her own pace. I'm just excited to finally talk to Lily, and you guys should be excited to talk to Lily tonight too. Who's here in the early birds though, man? Who's ready to rock and roll? I see the early birds are jumping. I almost missed the early birds, and I cannot miss the early birds tonight because the early birds are just cracking right now. Julio Fulio in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Thanks for tapping in. SH Pythons, what is up? The homie Burning Heart Exotics, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Go give this guy a follow on Instagram, please. Adler, add Dizzle for Shizzle, my right-hand man. Serpent, Eclipse, Reptiles, go give this guy a follow on Instagram. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. The homegirl Chantel, what is up, player? Trap Talk Patreon member, Team Zoo Dreams, all day, every day. The homie Josh from Scale Fins and Feathers, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. JKJ Reptiles, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Jason from Genomic Labs, what is up? Rebecca V. What up, Rebecca V? Oh, that's a cute little emoji or whatever that is. That's cool. Jake Hole, what up, player? Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Jacob Letterbetter Fetter, Trap Talk Management, Trap Talk Patreon member is my dog right here, the professor. That's what I call him. This guy, you don't want to sleep on Jacob. I'm telling you right now. Slithery Serpents, what's up, player? Thanks for tapping in. Eric's Morph Factory, what is up? Thanks for tapping in. Deviant Glass, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Brandon Hernandez, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Sunshine State Sulfurs, what is up? Thanks for tapping in. Wise Guys, forget about it. Thanks for tapping in. Jerome Holland, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. That's a heavy hitter right there. Shout out to the homie Jerome. Barber J in the building, Trap Talk Patreon member. Team Zoo Dreams, that's my dog right here. Thanks for tapping in. Derek Pides, my boy D Pides in the building, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Look who it is. It's my fucking hitman. It's Dennis, the Serpent Smiths, my dog right here. Trap Talk Patreon member, team management all day, every day. The homie Ricky Bobby in the building, Trap Talk Patreon member, Team Zoo Dreams all day, every day. It's my dog, Dylan, These Nuts, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Thanks for tapping in. Galaxy Reptiles. Are we really out there today? Are we going Galaxy? We are. Galaxy Reptiles, thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you so much. Let's see. Ooh, look who it is. The homie Big Mike. Insane Clown Pythons in the building. Heavy hitter. That's what's up. Thanks for tapping in. Look at the homie Josh Fennelin. Trap Talk Patreon member OG right there in the building. Thanks for tapping in. Reptifari. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Troy Schroeder. Best dressed Bizzles in the building. Thanks for tapping in, dog. This is one of my biggest OG supporters right here, man. I love Troy. Thanks for tapping in. Look what it's $19.99 on the super chat. Already off the bat, guys. Throw your super chats. If you guys fuck with Lily, throw the super chats out there. Let's go. We're going to get the super chats up and cracking. Morphinary Arts, the homie Brock, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Thanks for tapping in. Let's see who else is here. God damn, you guys are cracking right now. 422 Pythons in the building. Welcome to the Grow Tent, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. The homegirl Aurora, where you been? Hit me up. Trap Talk Patreon members, my girl right here. Go give her a follow. Day one homegirl right here. Smit Patel, that's my dog. What up, Smit? Thanks for tapping in, player. NW Herpetological. What is up, player? I think I fucked that up. It's okay. Heartland Reptiles. Got big love. All right. EH, what is up? Thanks for tapping in. Noble Family Geckos. Thanks for tapping in. Joshua Stover. Thanks for tapping in. Elite Exotics. Thanks for tapping in. Patrick Holmes with the celebrity appearance so far. Wow. I'm excited for this. A Chondro legend. Tapping in for a new Bring on the Block series for for a ball python breeder like Lily. This is epic. Thank you so much for being here, Patrick. Bring your friends. Matthew Summers. Should we just end it in style? Let's just end it in MSR fashion. My boy, Matthew Summers, my right hand, ride or die, travel fucking buddy. He deals with a lot, but also he deserves it. I'm just kidding. I love you, Matt. It's my boy, Matthew Summers. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Follow him on Instagram. This guy's heat is not to be slept on, and he's in love now. That's my boy, Matthew Summers. Guys, it's new Breed on the Block series time. I hope you guys are ready. Get what you need to get your mind right, okay? I got red wine. What are we at? We're at that. Oh, of course. 2020 decoy. Let's go. Get anything to get your mind right. Stay fucking hydrated. But honestly, be ready to fucking go hard because guess what? It's going to get hot and heavy. We have new Breed on the Block series coming at you. Episode 268. It's game time. Choo!
Good.
You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man.
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes.
Exclusive. Oh.
So stop calling us.
Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crop, gotta love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it. Everybody, we do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up.
And we're live. Lily, look who it is.
Hey.
How
Cheers.
Cheers.
I have red too.
Wait, what kind of red are you drinking?
It's 2018.
Carbonate. Dude, that's a strong red right there. Is it like 14 or 14 and a half? Either way, who cares? You're good. You're gonna
It's
have
good. It's good.
Lily, dude, listen. Nagatani Exotics in the building. I am so happy that you're here in front of me right now. How are you doing?
Doing well. Super excited. My first day on vacation. So I have this whole week off, which is just so nice. I'm like looking at all the social media that I've missed for the last like few months.
And for people who are wondering what kind of job you have that could kind of take that kind of energy and time away from what it is that you love, what is it that you do?
So currently I'm a first grade teacher, and I used to have a lot more time when I used to be an English learner specialist, but I had 3 small groups. So I had kids for 45 minutes and then they would go back to their teacher. Now I have kids all day long.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
And they're 6 and 7, so they take up a lot of energy.
From morning to the end of the day.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Lily, one thing I admire about you is like, I don't know. I feel like I had a rough time in elementary school because what kind of student I was, but I do have a couple of the teachers that understood me and gave me like they gave me the respect where I respected them. You know what I mean? And I never forgot those teachers. One of them being Mr. Lazaro. This guy, like I just felt like I was at home with this guy. But I got to ask you, like, are there multiple kids that test you every day, or is there just maybe a handful, or is there just that one asshole kid?
So first grade, honestly, they're all learning how to be human beings.
Right.
And so there's like so much drama from time to time. Like if we both want the same pink pencil,
right,
like it's a problem. And then like if I'm crying because I miss my dad, then somebody else is going to cry because they miss their mom. Another kid will cry because they miss their dog.
It spreads.
So yeah, it's just they're first graders are just learning how to be humans. So I just feel like I'm just like helping to teach them how to be good humans.
And then how long have you been teaching for?
So this is my 14th year. So my first year at this district. So when I first was doing like my back to school night, I think parents say like when they see like a first year teacher, they are like, oh. So I would tell parents like, this is my first year here, but my 14th year. So I'm like, not my first rodeo. Your kids are good.
Yeah.
Like every school that I've been at, the kids love me. Like I'm kind of a rock star. No.
I mean, like, I'm telling you, some teachers just have that kind of like gift, like, like you gotta understand growing up. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's maybe a lot more like teachers like you maybe nowadays that are kind of like, because the generations change, right? But remember, like when I was in school, when we were in school, because we're the same age. So when we were in school, like you remember those hardcore strict fucking teachers, like the mean ones, like the ones where if you gave them a reason to be mean, they will make your life miserable. I had those kind of teachers. Like it was terrible.
I had a teacher laugh at me because I spelled pizza wrong. But I was an English learner. So I'm like, I spelled it Pitza. And like everybody laughed and so did she. And I remember being like, ah!
But Lily, that's ridiculous. You should know how to sell. I mean,
it was my favorite food.
Pizza. If you can't spell pizza, just get the fuck out of this country. Okay. Like you should know how to spell pizza, Lily.
I definitely know now. I definitely know.
No, dude, shit like that is kind of traumatizing though. Like when you get clowned and stuff as a kid and stuff like that, especially when it's the teacher putting you on the spot. Like, and trust me, like
no, and I was fat.
You were not. Yeah, actually,
I was
you
super
show me
fat.
a picture of you on the chubbier side.
I did because nobody believes me, so I actually carry a picture, like especially for students, because students will be like, "No, you were never fat."
Shout out to your husband, Dan. That's my dog right there. Did Dan marry you fat?
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna give him hella props, but never mind.
No, he actually is. He tells me, he's just like, that's why you're probably so nice, because you didn't grow up being pretty.
Yeah.
So he was just like, you became pretty like later on in life, and I'm like, thanks.
I mean, I think
that's nice, I guess.
Well, here's the thing, because there's guys that to girls, guys are aging better with age, but that's because a lot of guys are just now working out and doing stuff that they should be doing, but girls are also doing that as well. You know what I mean? So I think if anyone's taking care of their life, but if you're doing it at an age in your 30s, that's your maturity peak, isn't it? So like everything, it could look at its best. I don't want to just say just in your 30s. I mean, age is so different nowadays. You got to admit, age is not the same thing as it was back when we were like growing up. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the same. It's pretty crazy.
No, like when we would think about like a 45-year-old, like you'd be like, oh, that's old. But like Dan's 45, and like most people like would never guess he's 45.
Yeah, right.
And he doesn't act like he's 45. So
I gotta say, the awesome thing though, because some people in your position, they get the body that they want, or they get in shape and they actually become mean, so not everyone becomes, because they use that like how they were treated like as ammunition, and it almost becomes like, well, I'm working out so I can say fuck all those people, but it's like you don't have that. It's like you going back to being the kind of teacher I think you are. You have a good heart. Like I think like you have the kind of good idea of, you feel good, you want to also make other people feel good too, type of thing, No,
like I'm super like ooey gooey and mushy. Like I tell like every single classroom that I've ever been in, I'm like, we're a family. Because if you think about it, most teachers and their students spend more time together than they spend with their families at home.
Right.
So I'm just like, dude, if we're gonna be together for 7.5 hours, like we better make this time count, and we better be good to each other. Like we better support each other. Like, so community is like, and social emotional awareness is like super big in my classrooms. Like it's not allowed to be mean or disrespectful to anybody. And I'm like, I really hold that to be like really high in priority and for me.
Well, it's crazy because like here we are talking about teaching what relates to actually treating people in the hobby. Like this is all the same shit. It's all like all relative. You know, you talk about people acting like first graders in the fucking hobby and shit like that. You know what I mean? Just arguing over morphs and just ridiculous type stuff. You know, I gotta say, like, you know, back we were just talking about the kids being dramatic, right? How is it not only dealing with the kids, but how is it with the parents sometimes? Are the parents kind of resemble like some kids you can notice sometimes, like you feel like, oh my God, okay, I could see why, like why you're like this, you know, like I feel like that was me, but anyways, go ahead.
Most of the time, like, yes, but I'd say in 14 years, most parents love me, and I really haven't had any issues with parents, any major issues with parents. So like I'm thankful in that. And I know how to talk to people. I know like and ultimately like I do really care about my students. Like every single year, like I tell them as soon as you're mine forever. Like I don't care. And I still keep in touch with some kids that are graduating this year and next year. So I'm like, once you're mine forever. And parents, I think, know that I care about their kids. So I think once parents know you care about their kids, like it takes it to a different level where there's like a different level of trust.
You know, there's so many pros and cons to like, you know, different type of breeders in this game. You know, I feel like some people they got the animal stuff down, like breeding, right? But some of them don't know how to talk to people or don't even know how to just go out there. Like some of them just rather not, introverts, right? In your eyes or for yourself, what makes you feel like you're a good talker? Like what makes somebody a good talker in your eyes?
I feel like you have to be able to like look someone in the eyes. You have to be able to like hold your own when you're talking. You have to have your own ideas, your own opinions. Like you have to be able to really listen.
Yeah.
And be able to like have that ping pong dialogue.
Right.
So like listening is the most important thing. And I think once people feel like you're listening to them, they let their guard down, and it's just, you can just get so much farther that way.
Yeah.
And I think I make people feel comfortable.
Now, you know, let's talk about the comfortability of you being a teacher. And how many children do you have?
I have 2 kids, personal kids or students.
No, I'm talking about at home. Like, you know, like you have one
2.
husband. So yeah, okay, 2 children, and they're boy, girl, right?
Yeah, my eldest is 15, almost 16, and then my daughter's 10.
Your eldest. Oh man, I've heard a story about him from you before. We could maybe talk about that in a bit. But anyways, let's
having a teenager is so crazy. So crazy.
Did you have any brothers?
I do. So I'm the youngest of 3. So my brother is 5 years older, and then my sister's in the middle.
So how much of your brother's type shit are you seeing from your son now? Like, is it like almost kind of similar? Like you know, the stuff you see your brothers do as teenagers? Is he like, are you witnessing that kind of stuff yet? Just curious.
My son is more like his dad.
Okay.
Now having a teenager is awful. Like, and I tell my friends, because a lot of my friends are just now having kids. And so like, they're just like, what's the worst part about having a teenager? And I'll tell you, the worst part is as soon as they walk out of your door, you have 0 control over anything that they do.
That's pretty nuts.
Which sucks.
Yeah.
I love having control over my kids, and I hate not having control.
Yeah. So are you finding a little struggle of like kind of letting the lasso go a little bit? Like, are you guys kind of butting heads as far as you like still checking him, or are you kind of getting good at just like, all right, trusting him and slowly letting Junior get into the world?
I will say I'm probably in his business more than he'd like, and it's really hard for me.
Yeah.
So, you know, he tells me all the time that I'm the strictest parent out of all of his friends, and I'm like, dude, if I'm the strictest parent out of all of your friends, like that's very concerning.
Yeah. You know, it's great. Yeah, yeah. It's
Because I don't feel like I'm that strict. I'm like, if you tell me you're going to be home at a certain time, I expect you to honor that and be a man of your word and come home at that time. And if you can't come home at that time, I expect a phone call. I expect something. But like, yeah, the other night he didn't come home, didn't call his phone. Like when I'm calling him, it's going straight to voicemail. Luckily, I have a tracking device on his phone.
Oh yeah, all day. So, cause look, I mean, listen, I thought, you know, I don't have any kids yet, right? But I can imagine if my kid's 15, 16, there was something my mom and dad always weighed over my head that once I'm 18, I'm not 18, shut the fuck up. Like, you know, if you're not doing anything as far as paying a bill or you're not doing anything as freaking like contributing to carry the weight around here, like you have no say whatsoever. And it's our rules or the highway type of shit. Like that's how I like, you know, that's why my sisters, everyone we wanted to be 18. Like 18 was the number where, all right, we're out of here. You know what I mean? But for you, like you're how he's 15 or 16. I'm sorry.
He'll be 16 in January.
Okay. So, I mean, damn, that's crazy. Listen, God bless him.
No, so like I tracked him to Target, drove my ass to Target.
What kind of student is he, Lily?
If he were a good student, it would be totally different.
But what are we
But
talking? Are we talking lower than C average? Are we talking like really bad?
oh, I have a lower. I'm like, dude, I have lowered my expectations to you just passing.
Shit.
I'm like, dude, if you cannot pass, then you're actively like making a choice to not do shit.
So
and I'm like, that's not okay with me.
100%. No, I don't. My sister's actually visiting from the Bay, or not the Bay, from Seattle. She's from the Bay, but she's visiting right now, and she's like, you know, she's all been, you know, my nephew just turned 20, right? And he's still like a 15-year-old to her, like to her, like she's all over it. You know what I mean? And but he likes it. But anyways, for you, right? Like it's, man, I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, does he have a girlfriend?
I never know. He used to, and he used to tell me all about it. Now, like as soon as he turned 15, it was like he wouldn't tell me anything.
So he's a player for sure.
Anything at all. He was showing me this app on his phone that I guess like a bunch of high schoolers download, and it's almost like back in the day when we used to have girls used to have slam books where they would like have like all their crushes.
Yeah, right.
And you would like pass it around. So it's like a virtual slam book where like his name came up and it was just like all these girls that would say yes if he asked them out. And there was like 3 girls and he's like, "Mom, can I pay to find out who it is?" And I'm like, I am not paying for that app feature.
You got to pay for that? That's bullshit. But it actually tells you who it is?
So it gives you 2 names per week. If you pay, I think it was like $7 a week. He's like, "Mom, I just want to know at least like just for 1 week." I'm like, no.
Oh my gosh. Now, from what you can tell, what is he interested in? Like, what is it that he's into?
He is into rappers.
Sacramento rappers, so like Mozzie and shit?
Yeah, he's like super into like all of the sack guys.
He doesn't gangbang. I don't want to scare you, Mom, but he doesn't gangbang, does he?
No, no, he is like 5'8" and like $115. Like,
yeah, well, I mean,
no,
go ahead.
Ultimately he's a good kid and he's really smart, which as a parent, when you see your kid just like not living up to their potential, you're just like, But I keep telling him, I'm like, hopefully I'm starting this business so that you can help out with this business, because that'll be a good avenue for you.
Yeah, I mean, because working for yourself, I mean, because, you know, at the end of the day, he's just kind of showing signs that he's going to be somebody who's going to probably want to figure out what he wants to do for himself, nobody else. You know, that's kind of how I was, you know. But the snake game, right? Now we want to kind of bridge this into what made you even want to consider adding a snake on top of everything that you have going on right now? You know what I mean? And it was about, has it been 2 years yet? It's been over a year for sure.
Dude, it's been since it started 2020.
Wow. Okay. 2020. You got your first snake. It was and it was a pastel, right? What was your first girl? What was it? I forget.
It was a pastel, just a regular pastel girl. And then, so it all started, it was COVID. My son really wanted to get a snake, and he wanted a corn snake. So we ended up going to GX3 in Sacramento, and we got him a corn snake. And I was like, oh, it's really cool. Like, I like it. But I was like, it's so wiry. And I was just like, it's so little.
Yeah.
I just wanted something a little bit bigger and something a little bit more impressive. So just researching, going on YouTube, finding Brian Barczyk, Miguel, all of these people. I was just like, I need a ball python. So as soon as I got a ball python in my hand, after a week, I called the same guy that I got my first girl from, and I was like, I need another one. And I was like, and this time can I make, like, I want something that's pretty. But I was like, I just want the prettiest, cheapest thing available. Because, like, I wasn't thinking about breeding at all. Like, I was just like, I just want a pretty pet.
Right, exactly.
So my first girl was a pastel, and she was like $60.
Right.
And my second was a male coral glow. And he's gorgeous. He's a beautiful coral glow. But I'm like, he's just a coral glow. I have so much in my collection that just is like meh, because like I was doing the whole Craigslist search, trying to find like the cheapest animals possible, because as a teacher, like, I don't have a lot of disposable income, especially like with 2 kids that do sports and all of that. Yeah. So I was literally like going the cheapest route possible, not thinking about the long game, which now is just like.
But you just wanted in the game. That's all that matters. Like you just
that's what I wanted.
You wanted a taste of it, you know. And that's kind of how I was. I came in this shit broke as fuck. I talk about this all the time. I had no money. I was in the worst position with my finances ever. I was trying to go from being a drug dealer to like an actual citizen of working a job, and it was really hard for me to get used to that. It was really, really difficult on top of buying snakes. But I just got smarter and smarter. And also, Lily, you know this by now. It's all who you know. That's what it comes down to. I guarantee right now, and I don't want to overwhelm you, but I guarantee I could fucking find 5 people who would want to send you something sick just to help you out. Like, it's that easy. It's that quick. You know, that's how many people fuck with you that much. You know what I mean? But you know, you know, from this standpoint, you're in no rush. Like, there's no rush to what it is that you're trying to do. And I want to talk about a little bit where you're at now and compared to where you feel like you want to be at in the next few years. Because you just had your first clutch last year. Or was it earlier this year? I can't remember.
Earlier this year in June.
Earlier this year in June. Okay. Mm-hmm. Unexpected. That was an unexpected clutch, right? Can we talk about that a little bit?
Totally. Yes. And you totally scolded me. So I was like,
me?
Yes.
I didn't scold you. Don't people are gonna take you serious. I did not scold you. I would never scold you. Did I?
No. Yeah, you were like, dude, you were like, you're not even prepared. And I was like, and you were like, how do you like, how could you not be prepared? And I was like, I didn't think this was happening.
I don't think I said this. I'm calling cap.
I have receipts, but no.
I could have sworn I was sending you goddamn reach out reptile.
But you did. You did. No, like right after that, immediately you sent me so much help. And then like I watched those videos, immediately followed all of the plans. And I actually like reached out to Garrett and was like, thank you so much. MJ sent me your video and it worked wonders for my first time ever, so yeah, it was the morning that it happened. Like, I had been pairing this yellow belly single gene female to all 3 of my boys, because of course I have a lot of boys,
right?
Because I was an inexperienced breeder. And
like meaning like every time a guy was done, you just put a new guy in. That's basically
pretty much. So I was just like, so I paired my yellow belly female with, and I got her off of Craigslist, and the dude got her off of at PetSmart, and so he's like, they said she's a yellow belly, and I'm like, meh, I guess I hope.
Right.
So paired her up with the coral glow male. I paired her up with the yellow belly male and a blackhead Mojave male. And she ended up producing all normals and yellow bellies, so I still have no idea who is the father.
Wow.
Yeah, no, and I did get, so, and I hadn't seen a lot of, like, I had seen a couple locks, but I had paired her a lot earlier and nothing happened. So I was just like, I'm obviously doing something wrong, so nothing's going to happen again. So I had no intention for anything happening. And actually, like, I had gone into an argument with my son, and then I immediately like went downstairs and I looked at the snake, and I was like, she's really fat. So I took some pictures of her, and then the next day I was like, there's eggs.
Wow.
So it was like sad and unexpected.
The day you noticed how big she was, she laid the eggs the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And she,
yeah, and I just like looked at her, because obviously, like, I look at her every day, and then just one day I was like, wow, she looks really fat and like uncomfortable. So I just like randomly took pictures.
Right.
And yeah, the next day she laid 6 eggs. One was like had a window immediately, and that one went went rotten immediately. And because I didn't take them out right away, because at first I was thinking about maybe maternally incubating.
Right.
So
you
were
left her on the eggs for how long?
Like 3 days.
Right.
So they were completely fused together.
Yeah, they were hard.
Yeah, they were, and there was like no way I was getting them off without like getting an X-Acto knife, and I was like, I'm not even gonna attempt that.
Right.
So I just put them all in together. I didn't have an egg box. I actually used a freaking I cut up a painter's tray, plastic painter's tray that I had, and I put them on that. On top of, I didn't have perlite, but I did have these volcanic rocks that I garden with. So I was like, I'll use those since it's essentially the same thing. Put them in the cooler with just like how Garrett does it, and worked like a charm.
So the incubator still up and going? Like you still have that? Like it work? You think is that going to be what you're using for moving forward?
I think so.
Yeah.
I was thinking about getting something like getting an actual incubator, but I'm like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, it worked.
Yeah, I mean, literally I told the story about my incubator and how literally it's not perfect at all. Like there's so much air fluctuation, which I feel like that's why I hit so many females, but I don't want to fix it. You know, it works. You know, I'll use it as it is. And also too, you know, we haven't really talked about how you're, like, for instance, you know, we talked about your teacher. You didn't come in this with money and dropping all this cheddar and whatnot. So, for instance, what's the game plan as far as getting to clutches and whatnot? Like, obviously, we had the one that you hit earlier this year, but what is going into 2023? Like, do you have like females that you're looking to use, or like the same one this year? What's the game plan? I'm curious.
So I am so my pastel girl is finally 1650 grams, and my pewter girl is 1700 grams. So I'm going to start pairing those girls up with my blackhead Mojave. And I honestly don't. So my issue is like I don't have any plans for my other 2 boys, and I don't. But at the same time, I really love them. They've become like my pets as well. So it's hard, like it's hard thinking to get rid of them, but I know like I have so much that I need to get rid of just because it doesn't make sense.
What if you
But
had? Go
I
ahead.
do have two, so I have invested in two female double het DG hypo. Pos clown. The pos clown hasn't been proven out at all, but it's a possibility.
Who's that from?
So that's from Kentucky Redneck Reptiles.
Wow, you're not kidding.
So like, yeah, I just
What kind of name is that? Like, what the Kentucky Redneck Reptile? Is this a real?
they had good reviews. So I always like I look on Morph Market, make sure they have good reviews. And these girls, they really are beautiful. They're really good, even though their hats like they're really bright already. So and then he showed me pictures of the parents.
Kentucky
So I'm like,
Reptiles? Yeah, they're not even on Instagram.
no, but they are on Morph Market.
All right. I'm just looking out for you.
And then I made sure, like I asked Antoine, like I asked around, and Antoine knows them from Facebook.
Antoine, you need to confirm this immediately, please. But listen, hold on. Let's go back to let's go back to something we need to talk about, Mrs. Nagatani. Is that your last name or Dan's last name?
My last name. So Dan's last name is Davis, and you can't go from Nagatani to Davis, especially. So I went to Davis. I lived in Davis. So all my friends are like, you went to UC Davis, you live in Davis, you married a Davis.
But Dan is the man, though. Why wouldn't you want his last name? He's a top G.
He's amazing. But dude, I told him, I'm like, you should take my last name. I'm like, that would be so sick. A white dude with a Nagatani.
You're so Bay Area, it's ridiculous. That's something a Bay Area chick would do. I'm not joking.
I'm totally Bay Area.
That's an aggressive female maneuver.
Dude, I got that when I was 12.
Oh my gosh. Okay, but going back to my point that I wanted to make with you, okay? Let's say your favorite student. Like, do you remember having a favorite student a few years ago? And you're like, oh my God, this student was the best. Like, love this student, right? But that student is destined for greatness, so it should move on. Like, that student should go to the next grade, right? But what if you had control just because how much you like the student that you got to keep them back for another year in your class? That's kind of fucked up, don't you think? Like, why would you're going to do so much for that student, but you'd rather just keep them. So what I'm saying is, these damn snakes that you love are serving you no purpose right now other than you just loving them. But they could serve a purpose to somebody else. At the end of the day, Lily, get those snakes the fuck out of your collection. I told you this, Missy.
No, so like I tried putting them on Craigslist, and the responses I was getting were ridiculous. Like I was getting people like, hey, I'm just starting out. Can I have them for free? And I'm like, no, I'm also starting out.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I'll sell them for like what I paid for, which is a steal considering that they've grown up and I've been taking care of them for this amount of time.
Right.
And they're healthy and they're doing great.
Doing great.
So,
and right now they're not like, you don't have like space all crammed up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like they're there because you could keep them there for now, but there will be a point in time where especially holdbacks that you want to keep will end up taking their place. So
no, they're taken over. Like at this point, Dan's like, we need a storage unit so we can get everything out of the garage so that you can convert the garage into your snake area. Right now I have snakes in the living room in 2 different locations. In my son's room, in my daughter's room, and in our room.
Gangster. Okay.
So they're in every single room except for bathrooms.
So space is important to you right now.
Right. That's why I really was gonna invest in a rack system just to consolidate. But I really think I'm just gonna make my own. I'm just gonna keep making my own.
I mean, you can. It's easy. It's the most cost efficient thing you can do. Another thing you can do is like there's people who just randomly put racks online, like especially in the area, you know what I mean? So it's something that you have to like whenever you do have fuck off time, just go on Craigslist and type in snake rack. Like seriously, like it's crazy how that shit will pop up sometimes, and it's like, oh, I can't tell you how many times I've came up like that in the past.
My first, the Rubbermaid rack that I bought was $100, and I love it.
Right.
I love it.
Let's kind of talk about, because one thing, Lily, I love seeing your progression, and I love you going from just a pet snake to now my husband's telling me I need to convert this. Like, I love hearing that. Like, that's fucking sick. Dan's supporting what you're trying to do, right? But we got to be smart about this, and that's why I want to talk to you about what it is that you see out there that you don't have yet. Let's kind of talk about some stuff that you see people dropping. I mean, like, you see all the people in the Patreon that have heat and whatnot, but then you also have Miguel and Aussies and all these other people dropping heat. So what is it that Lily's just really loving out there right now? Let's kind of talk about some of the morphs.
So I love DG hypo clown stuff.
Yeah, damn, we're on the same page.
So amazing. So I'm like dying for my heads to be old enough and proven. Like, so I'm dying. So my goal really is to get a visual DG or visual hypo het opposite, with even like pos het clown. That's my goal. But also, like, I'm getting into like all the other species.
Tell me more. The super dwarfs?
Dude, now like it's almost like my super dwarf, her name is Maxine.
The one I sent you, the one I made you?
Yes. Dude. Yes. Okay. So Maxine is the way my son actually got kind of invigorated into the business, where he's helping out a lot more. And he's like, yeah, the ball pythons are boring, but she's like super cool. So he's the one who's like that's what kind of pulled him back in, which is awesome.
That is good, because once I talk to him, I show him what the money could bring, and then he'll be back on the ball python. But what we should do though is just instill the organic of the love of the animal. He loves the retics. He why? Because the retics, they know they look at you. They're like they're not a ball python.
No, and her pupils change, like
they go direction. They're like this.
Yeah, she's
so sick.
She's awesome. She's awesome. Like, I love her so much. She's the best. So like ever since I got her, even like part of my brain is just like, get rid of all the ball pythons. Just get rid of all of them. Like, and just go into the super dwarf.
No, do not do that. Please, I would never.
No, okay.
The ball pythons is what brings this. And this could be your super dwarfs, or this could just be this. You never know. But the ball pythons is, it's a foundation setter for sure. Like, you know what I mean? And also because you got so many homies in the ball python game. Like, this is going back to how it's all who you know. And Lily, you're tapped in with some sick ass mofos in the game, Antoine being one of them. And, Jacob. And
before I even knew anybody in the reptile industry, like, I would go on Morph Market and just like search stuff up and, do the inquire. So there was times that I inquired and like, there's that part in me that just loves to just get a good deal. So I would always like tell the people like, hey, like, I'm a teacher, like, is there any way that you'd give me a good deal? And sometimes like I would get people that'd be like, fuck off, like, no.
Yeah, for sure.
And but every now and then, like, I'd get people be like, absolutely. And one of them was like Osborne Reptiles, Brandon, and I didn't even realize like I got such amazing snakes from amazing people before I even knew it. And he was amazing. And like, I've dealt with some people that treated me like I was an idiot, and he was totally the opposite.
Yeah, Brandon
He
Osborne.
was amazing.
Brandon Osborne's a class act. He's somebody who's one of the OGs I brought onto this platform that he definitely needs a round two. I need to bring him back on the show immediately.
And he gave me a good deal. Like,
because people like, like I said, people just want to feel treated good, like take care of me. And, like deal doesn't really hardly break any of the breeders' pockets at all either. You know what I mean? Especially if it's going to, inspire them to want to keep buying more. But what I'm curious is I want to talk more about the diversity of your collection. And like, let's just say you get your room together. Let's say that room is where it's at. There's space for things. You have a super dwarf, which I would never let you get to a crazy point with, you're going to get it. Cause like, I'm telling you that thing will be work someday. You know what I mean? It's going to be, you know what I mean? Trust me. All right, let's just, so you're obviously going to be really on a chill place with the super dwarfs. What's another species out there that you're just like, you're fucking in all about, like something that you may need someday, like a huge bucket list for you?
So I would love to get monitors. I don't have any space for monitors. I have no space for monitors, but I would love monitors. And so one thing I did pick up at the Sacramento Reptile Convention, because so I brought my kids, and my daughter and both my daughter and my son fell in love with little crested geckos. So we ended up getting a little crested gecko.
You're in the crested gecko game.
So now I'm like, we got one, and we got it was teeny tiny, and now it's about the size of my pinky, and I'm like, oh, it's definitely a male. So now I'm like, we need to get a female.
That's just how our minds work. Got to pair it up. That's just how it works. I'm telling you.
So I'm excited. I really like the crested geckos, and I thought that they were going to be hard like a bearded dragon. And when I held it, I was like, oh, it's so soft, and it's like so cute.
Now I can't.
And I'm like, it's eyelashes.
I can't tell you how much I'm more intrigued and curious about the gecko breeder market, man. It's I've
been loving that you've been bringing all those breeders on, like, because like I'm learning so much right now, and I need to learn so much more. I need to learn so much more about everything. But I love learning, so
that's what I love about what you're talking about. Like, it's crazy how you were able to pull off the ball pythons the way you did. Is as unplanned as that was, you still were able to fucking get them to go. There's other species where that would never happen. Like those things would have been fucking long gone. But I feel like that. I feel like you are looking for more challenges, because I could tell you, obviously, the next ball python clutch won't be like the first. You know what I mean? You obviously learned, you're prepared, and you went through the ringer with the first clutch, dude. I remember.
Dude,
I salute you,
my
dude.
first clutch was hard.
It was not a hand-me-down at all whatsoever.
No, so I had 6. So she laid 6. One went bad instantly, and then immediately 2 started going bad that were like stuck all together.
Right.
So I was just like, oh my gosh, like these 2 are going moldy. Like I didn't want the mold to like start creeping on the other ones. And I did the antifungal foot powder to hopefully get it to stop. But they were nasty. So then I was like, okay, I need to get the X-Acto knife out. I need to cut these 2 off. And of course, like right at the very end, as I'm shaving it off, I pierce the good egg. And I was like, no.
Oh my
God. I get Scotch tape it right away. And it was one of the ones that survived. So I even got that down. And but that's one of the ones that I've needed to assist feed. I needed to assist feed it 3 times. And I watched Austin's videos, King Austin, and those videos were amazing on how to assist feed, and it worked like a charm.
Now, what was your instant thought? Like, I mean, because dude, I got to tell you, the shit that has helped me proceed into the next level, as far as like, certain type of shit that could go wrong in this game, like prolapses egg shit with you, right? But like you freaked out a little bit, right? Like inside, like, right, there was a moment of freak out, which is natural. I want people to understand that to have this freak out moment is very natural, but something has to come into action, right? Or did you have help with somebody snapping you out of it? What was going on during that time?
No, like I just honestly like just got into, I panicked for a second because I was like, oh my gosh, I just punctured this egg. But I kind of just remembered all of the videos that I've watched in the past, and I'm like, okay, that's okay, that happens. Just put scotch tape over it. So I kind of was able to calm myself down real quick.
Yeah.
And I think that that's because like I've really tried to educate myself a lot on the problems. Right when I put that the eggs in the incubator, I Googled all like what could possibly go wrong in an incubator, what could possibly go wrong with eggs, just so that I can just get an idea and prepare myself for like any, because the way that I work is I prepare for the worst but hope for the best.
I mean, the worst is going to come.
So that's why, like, if the worst happens, like, I'm okay with it. Like, so she laid 6 eggs, 3 went bad, and I was just like, you know what? If 1 is viable, I'll be happy. And 3 were viable. 2 were already shipped out, well, given to my contractor who did my bathroom. And then my last baby is going to one of Dan's friends. So I'm like, I had a successful clutch, and they're all going to be going to homes.
And that's what matters, right? You know, I feel like that's what's important. Why keeping your overhead as little as possible. Like I feel like the biggest takeaways from almost anyone that I brought onto the show and things I've just been paying attention to, I feel like the keys in this shit is working with what you love and keeping your overhead as low as possible, even though some are different than others. But, you know, because some people want to have a lot that they love, right? But at the end of the day, like if you're overexpanding yourself, especially with stuff that you're not really crazy about, like, you know, right now, how good would it be to have those slots free from those males you don't need? Like, let's just say they were just free right now. Like, let's just say they were free right now. And as much as you love them, if I could take those snakes away from you right now and have those slots free, you would do it, right?
Totally. But then, like, and that's my conundrum, because like when I had like 5 or 6 people that were like, can I get them for free? And part of me was like, do I do it? Just because like they're taking up space?
No.
But then like the other part of me is this, like, they're my pets. Like, I also love them. Like, I don't want to just give them away.
No, you don't have to.
And then I'm like, the audacity for somebody to just be like, can I have them?
Right. Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I've been growing those up for 2 years, almost 3 years now, since I got them in a 16-ounce deli cup.
It's safe to say that the amount of people I know when it comes to having to sell something is way bigger than you right now, obviously. Like, you know, because I'm in, this is my world. It's like if I was a teacher in the teacher world, like I'm involved, right? You're getting more involved, but there's so much that you are yet to be tapped in with. Like, and that's because it comes with time. I can tell you right now, Lily, once that room is done, and God bless Dan for this, we're going to talk about Dan here in a minute, but once that room is done, dude, things are going to shift. It's going to be coming. Yeah. It's going to be becoming this pet. Oh, wow, I bred fun thing to like, what the fuck do we have? Let's figure this out right now. Okay. And what I'm trying to say is you need to, what the fuck was I trying to say? God damn it. This happens every episode. What were we just talking about? Dan,
letting me, so I'm trying to convert the garage into my room.
Yes. Okay. So at the end of the day, everything is strategic. Okay. What I'm saying is as much as I know more than you as far as people who want to buy snakes, I still have to fucking bust my ass and do research and find out who those people are. It's still not easy for somebody like me to find where to put some of these snakes, put these snakes in the hands with. So I can only imagine how hard it's going to be for somebody like you. Okay. So, but you could make it happen, Lily. Like the thing is, you got to hit people up. Like, I don't think you've actually, like, have you hit any of the trappers up yet? No. Right. And
No, and then part of it is because I'm just like, everybody has such amazing collections. I'm like, who's gonna want just a single gene coral glow?
You never know. Well, check it out. Okay, so we have a few homies like the Ryan from High as Balls. He owns his own pet store. Like he owns his own pet store, and he does his pet store is legit. His family's owned and ran it for like 20 plus years. Like he's up in the mountains, but like somebody like that you could find somebody within our family to wholesale those animals to, like $25, whatever. It's better than like a Craigslist fucking like, who knows that hillbilly you just sent it to, you know what I mean?
Right. See, and that's another thing. Like, so, people were offering me like $25, but I was just like, I don't know if you're gonna take care of my baby the way that I. Because I'm like, I don't want my animals to go to a piece of shit.
Lily, you got to use your resources. That's all I got to say.
Okay, I do need to, because I love our Patreon. Our Patreon is amazing.
And I love that you've been a long-term Patreon member, and I love you for it. But you got people who are tapped in from the family that are here to support you. So you got to use us. Like, I mean, shit, you support us. We want to, help us. Like, I mean, help us help you. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, like at the trap, like people were telling me, like, if you need me to, like, I'll send you this, and I haven't hit them up.
Dude, hello. So like, you have people like I said, Antoine is one of the most giving people out there. That motherfucker, especially to girls. I don't know why, but I'm just saying. He just likes to hook people up. Like Antoine has a big, big, big heart. You know what I mean? But it's not just Antoine. There's other people like, dude, I already have something in my mind I'm going to send you after this. I'm going to hook you the fuck up. But we got to get some of those males out.
We really do. Because, man, like, and a couple of them were rescues. Yeah. So I did my male yellow belly. He was 5 years old when I got him, and he was only 450 grams. He was in a 10-gallon tank being fed once a month, one mouse.
That's better than some.
I was like, he had like 3 layers of shed stuck on him, and I actually got advice from Brian Gundy on how to take off stuck shed, which was amazing. I know, I was like, Mr. Gundy, thank you.
Dude, Brian Gundy, God bless that guy, man. That guy is like, he puts his phone number in the description in his Instagram. Like,
yes,
like, if you ever want to talk snakes, I'm here. You know what I mean?
So like, I did that. Dude. I did that, and I just like texted him, and I was like, hey, I just got this snake, and I told him like everything about it, and I'm like, I really want to help it. I cannot get this stuck shut off because I had sprayed it. I was like, I can't get this stuck shut off, and he was like, soak it in a pillowcase, and like leave it in the pillowcase like with a little bit of water, and that'll get it off in like 30 minutes, and it totally did.
Oh, he took his phone number off. Damn it! But remember, he had his phone number there.
He
like,
did. I'm like, I got it.
Yeah. But like, man, like Brian Gundy, like you got to understand, there's so many things I'm against. A lot of the biggest, you know how I feel about some of the big name YouTubers out there, how they just abuse the attention they get, and they just don't know how to work with big animals. But like, look how this guy is at like all these kid gatherings.
He's amazing. Like, he's honestly like one of the big inspirations.
All these kids with ball pythons around their necks. Like, what a time right there. This is what it's all about, man. Like, I mean, I don't know. Without being creepy, I just want to get connected to the kids. I'm not trying to be like, don't. And a lot of people are like, Stephen Cush takes that weird when I say that. But like the kids.
No.
Like, this is the future. Like, man, like, you want to know one of my biggest struggles, Lily? Maybe you could help me with this. Do you want to help me with this right now?
Mm-hmm.
How should I bring on somebody like discovery snakes. That girl Emily, you know who Emily is, right? Like she has.
Emily's amazing. She was another person that I watched early on that I was like, she's
So,
phenomenal.
so I found out that I could book Emily, but I'm really scared to book Emily because like I don't know. It's
She's
not that
very
it's not that I'm scared, but like for instance, like me snapping a bowl in front of her, like that could be like, well, I'm never coming on here again. You know what I mean? But like, why can't
You
I?
know what? I would honestly just ask her like what makes her comfortable, like because she has such a wealth of knowledge, and the way that
Tell
she
me
keeps
how. Like
her
what kind of,
animals, like,
here's the thing, Lily. Look, let's be real. Can we be real right now? 100%.
mhm.
I love you, right? You're my girl, right? But I'm also like gonna stop you if I feel like you're kind of like you're stepping out of bounds a little bit. And her wealth of knowledge, I feel like the general animal knowledge she has is awesome, right? But I've also seen videos that were not like that. That's not how you take care of a green tree python. God bless her. Maybe she's not like on top of it, but that's why there are some things that aren't like. But here's the thing: nobody's perfect. Like she works with like all these
So
different
many
types of
species.
right? But and it's easy to nitpick. Like it's easy to nitpick. So what I'm saying is like, I don't think everything is 100% accurate, but I'm looking at the outreach she brings in. I'm looking at what like the future, right? Like but like, dude, but what if not? And here's the thing, and this is I'm using you to like vent about this. I hope you're ready. But I've heard like it's hard to like talk to her about like if I had her on the show, right, and things were going well, I would like to bring up the chondro video, like and just But I heard like that she like that doesn't flow with her, like that kind of like, you know what I mean? From what I heard through the grapevine, I don't know. So this is like why I'm telling you right now, motherfucker, are we gonna find out or
Right?
You know what I mean? I don't know. Like I mean, listen,
I would just like be honest, just like be open and ask.
As I am.
Right, and then you get your response, yes or no.
Yeah. Very
Because
true.
yeah, I think that she's pretty like, well, and to be honest, like I've been lacking on social media for a while, and especially on everybody else's social media. Like I haven't watched videos from other people recently.
The Discord, you've been missed.
I've been saying good morning every now and then.
Good morning. I want to say that you do chime in when it's very like needed and positive. And Lily, you're such an asset to the Trap family. I got to say, like you're a huge asset to the Trap family. And
dude, I love it, and I don't think I'll ever miss a Trap Fest.
Dude, you and Dan, we had a great time. Can we talk about Trap Fest?
We had a great time.
How awesome was Trap Fest?
That was so much fun. So much fun. Like, and I told Dan, I was like, next time we need to stay longer. Because I was just like, I'm kind of jealous that I heard that it lasted till like dawn. And I was like, I could have gone on till dawn.
Dude, so it was, okay, it ended up being like, okay, because like I had a good time, right? But here's the thing, like I have an OCD about my yard being so fucking, no, what it was is I knew that the table and chair company was coming at 7 a.m. to pick up all the tables and chairs, right? So we're having a great time, right? But next thing you know, it's 3 a.m. and all the table and chairs are still fucking there. And I'm like, it's in the back of my head. But here's the thing. Before I can even start getting shit clean, and I'm not gonna lie, the majority of us all helped out and cleaned up, but the chairs and tables were still up in there. But it was like 5:15 a.m. and it's me, Ryan McVeigh, Brandon Wheeler taking shots, drinking in my kitchen, and the sun's coming up, and I'm like, dude, we got to go to bed. Like, yo, like what the fuck? And I think I laid down for like 55, 56 minutes, and then I heard like my dogs bark, and I was like, oh shit. And then sure enough, the table people showed up, but they're very cool. Like they just started putting it like I didn't pay for that service, but they were cool and just started doing it themselves. And I just was helping them. Like, I think I was in my boxers too. Like I was all like disoriented. I was all like, what the fuck's happening? Like hardly any sleep, but dude, legendary moments. Dude, Mark Bailey.
Yeah, no.
We had Mark Bailey. Shout out to my sponsor, Mark Bailey. But Mark Bailey was in the building. Desiree, Steven, Andrew, Acevedo. Andrew loves you, man. You know, Andrew's a big fan of you.
Oh, you know, I loved Pomona's show, and just like that was like such a blast meeting everybody for the first time. It was nice.
It really was, because I mean that was no, that was not your first show. Hold on, this is okay. Talking about my boy Dan now. Let's talk about Dan, because Lily flew her little teacher ass down to San Diego. Was it San Diego? No. It was
I flew into Ontario.
Ontario, and Matthew Summers. God bless him. Was it Matthew Summers who picked you up, or who was it? I forgot.
I Ubered.
You Ubered. Oh, sorry. Never mind.
I Ubered. I was just like, no, like Matthew was totally going to pick me up, and he was so nice. But then I was just like, so one of the things about me, and I told Antoine this too, because I saw him at the hotel, and he was like, I could have picked you up too. I hate inconveniencing other people. So I'm like, if I could take care of myself, I'll do it myself. So I was just like, dude, I'm a big girl. Like, I can totally Uber myself to my hotel and I'll be fine. So I just Ubered myself.
But like, we're talking about a hobby that isn't the norm for a wife to just be like, hey, husband, I'm going to go down to a reptile show. I don't know any of these people, never met them before, but I'm going to go down there. I'm going to go hang out with them. And your husband's like, all right, fucking, I guess, but I know Dan was like, what the fuck, where are you going again? Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, but like, he kind of trusted that, or he did trust what you were doing was something that you were really all about. And to see you pull up to that show was really fucking awesome. It was so great to see you there, Lily. It was awesome.
It was so cool. Like, like I never really traveled by myself. And that was
Right.
that was like one of the first times I traveled by myself. And I really liked it, actually.
It is.
I really enjoyed it. I almost want to make Pomona in January like my trip where I just go by myself, just because it was so nice, and I'm with people 24/7. So to not be with anybody, like going to my room and having it silent, was so amazing.
So shout out to my boy Tim. I don't know if you met Tim. You met Tim. Yeah, of course you met Tim, the Asian homie Tim. That remember we went to the bird sanctuary together.
Oh yeah. So, well, I didn't go to the bird sanctuary, but we went to sushi afterwards.
Right. Okay. So my homie Tim, God bless him, man. Like that motherfucker, he's from LA, from Koreatown. Like he's like straight real deal Holyfield mafia like type shit. Like in his life, he's like, I'm not saying he's mafia. I'm just saying like he's like been through some shit in his life where. And it's not always safe for him. And he flew to Tinley. Like he went to Tinley, and we were having literally the time of our lives at the bar, right? He's meeting people that are literally the people who are to me like the OG, like chondro breeders, emerald breeders, all in front of us. And I remember just sitting there like having a good time too. And I look at Tim, and Tim was like, hey man, I'm having such a good time right now. I feel so wholesome. Like this is the most wholesome I've ever felt in a long time. And I'm like, dude, that's fucking like, because you feel so good. Like, don't you feel like, oh my God, anyone I could turn and talk to, I could like have a great conversation with. It's
right. And you can connect with. So
dude.
It's like going to the shows. It was so like electric, because like you would go to every different person and you would just be able to talk about reptiles, about like the animals that you love. And even I saw so many different species that I had never seen before that I was like, oh my gosh, like these are amazing.
Yeah.
And that's my problem though, is like I want everything. So I've just decided, I'm like, at some point I need to have a zoo.
I'm not trying to get all like couple counseling on this shit right now, but I do want to kind of help some people out there that can't really bridge their passion for the animals to their loved ones. And because you got
it's hard,
because you got some people are jealous. Like some people are like, why do you love that more than me or something? Like you always have that like that little like, why are you giving that more attention? But like, there's some like you gotta understand the energy and time you put into your collection is what shows what you're doing. Like it's kind of represents what you have going on. Like you get what you put, right? Type of thing.
No, and then like, and Dan golfs. So, and I support Dan golfing all the time. I really do. I'm like, we've been married for 17 years. Right. I'm like, you do you. Like whatever makes you happy, do it. So there's like I've had some friends that are telling me like you let him golf every weekend, and I'm like, he's a grown ass man. Like if he wants
Dude,
to golf, he can golf. Like he works, he brings in an income, like
that's
he
like
can
saying
golf.
that's like your husband works out. Like that's that's a flex. Are you kidding me? Guess who's telling me that we need to golf? My wife, Lily. Lily is like, hey, listen, I'm getting invited to these goddamn fucking golf meetings and shit, and I don't want to suck. She's like, I need to be good at this. I'm like, you're right. That's
Golf is where you meet a lot of important people.
dude, that's like, you gotta understand, it's a therapy. It's like the Reptile fucking show. It's like, dude, you're in the like whatever's happening on the outside world is not, we don't talk about that right now. Like as far as problems, promotions, work stuff, nope, we're only talking about snake shit. Like think about it. When you're at a Reptile show, you're only talking about reptile shit. Everything is reptile related. That's why I fucking love it. So the golfing thing, same shit. When you're golfing, yeah, you're probably talking business shit, but it's like the moment, like you're in the golfing moment. Like I've been on the fucking golfing green, and listen, I had a stints in my like teenage years where I knew how to golf for like maybe like a summer. Like I could hit the shit out of the ball, but that's all I knew to find out that I wanted to play golf someday. And dude, I talked to Dan about this. I'm like, Dan, I'm dying to learn to play golf. If I ever get good, can I pull up? He said all day. So listen, Lily, my goal is to roll up and we all go play golf together. Me, you, Dan, Lily, my Lily, and we just fucking, dude, what up? And maybe
I know. Lily is awesome. I am so glad she represents the name very well.
I mean, I'm so blessed to be.
I know. I'm like 10 years older than she is, but I'm like, dude, she's amazing.
I'm saying
she was blessed. So like you guys were so welcoming, and she was just awesome.
And like, kind of going back to what we were talking about, right? Like, some people kind of having an issue bridging the gap with their loved ones about the passion. And let's kind of talk about how you kind of got Dan on board. After that first,
it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
So like honestly, you helped a ton. So he honestly like didn't get it. He was just like, this is just kind of weird, which is interesting because he had he had reptiles growing up as a kid.
Right.
He would catch like king snakes outside and like take them in as pets. So I'm like, it boggles my mind how he's not more into this. But he at first didn't get it. He was just like, this is kind of weird. And he thought it was just going to be like a fleeting phase.
But you put out stepping stones for him. Like you like obviously didn't expect him to love it right off the bat, but you did little things. Like, and what I'm talking about is like, what kind of conversation did you have with Dan when you came home after your first show when you flew down here?
So I basically told him, I was just like, man, like, and I think he noticed and he felt the excitement that I was bringing home and the energy. Like, I was so pumped. I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I need to tell you all about this. Like, I was showing him pictures. I was like, look at this snake, look at that snake. Like, this is someday like what I want. And I remember videotaping some displays and telling him like, what if one day that could be me? And he was just like, wow. Like, I think that's when he really realized, like, he was just like, is this something that you really want to pursue? And I'm like, yeah, like, this is definitely something that I was just like, I told him, I was just like, now that I've met so many people, I was like, I think I'm in this. And he was just like, all right. He was just like, if you really want to, he was just like, this could be your thing. And I'm like, yep, I think this is now my thing. And it's so funny because like maybe 10 years ago, he had got me, so he was born in the year of the snake. So he has like a tattoo of a snake, and then he had got me this pendant of a snake. And when he got it for me, I was like, this makes why would you get me a pendant of a snake? So he always jokes and he's just like, see, like he's like, I knew before you did that you were gonna be into snakes. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah. No, he needs some credibility a little bit. But listen, Dan, let her build that room and it's on. I mean, okay. What does your husband do for a living again? Remind me.
So he's a commercial plumber.
Commercial plumber. So plumbing's crucial, but I mean, any kind of plumber knows an electrician. Electrician knows construction work. Like he's in that industry. He's in that realm.
Yeah. So he used to work. He used to work for the union and doing like construction, like big jobs. Now he works for UC Davis Medical Center.
So he could fucking literally do your whole room. Like he can make sure your room is done right. Dude.
Yeah.
So epic. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Let's go back to what I was talking about earlier. Just right now, I'm sorry, about, you kind of coming back from your first show, talking to Dan, putting him on board. Like, how important do you feel like people need to talk more to their spouses about what they love and what they have going on? Because some people feel like they don't need to share it, but I feel like by not sharing it and letting them know how your feelings are, it kind of fucks up their mentality, right? Like I feel like people need to open up more about this.
It does, because I think like when it was just like my thing, and I was just like watching all of my YouTube videos like with my headphones on, so it was kind of like a secret thing that I was just like doing by myself. I think that was when Dan was kind of being like, dude, this is taking so much of your time and your effort, like, and your attention. But then when I like kind of brought him into it and was just like telling him like, this is something that I'm really passionate about. Like, I'd love and I would show him like different couples that do videos together. And I'm like, look, like someday, like this could be us. Like, so I think like as I'm trying to like include him more in it, like he's getting more excited about it. And it's so different because like usually it's the male trying to get the female on board. But I think sometimes it's easier for me to convince my husband to do things. So,
but
guys are usually easier to convince.
Yeah, but then again, like you got to give a guy something to convince him. Like you got to give him, like at least a guy as player as Dan. Like you're not gonna just fucking give him goddamn wolf tickets and sell him words. Like you need, like I said, you introduce him.
Can I say wolf tickets is one of my favorite things to say. Just
that's how listen. That's how my heart lives in the Bay. That's a Bay Area saying right there.
It so is like, dude, you're selling wolf tickets.
Yeah, tickets to see the wolves. There ain't no wolves. You're woofing it, motherfucker. That's how it goes.
I love it.
I don't know. Listen, I feel like Lily, the best thing I ever did was, and best thing I'm doing now is getting my Lily more involved. I have to let her know what I need help with. Just like you. Like you have to be very transparent with Dan and let him know what the fuck you need to make your shit relevant for the next year. Because Lily, we can't just keep going into the next year you sitting on stuff that you don't need. Like we need to figure this out. Like, and I'm here for like your brother to fucking let you know, like we're not gonna be like we're not wasting time. I'm as quick as I'm trying to figure out my golf game, you need to figure out this ball python game. That's how it needs to go down. Same shit.
100%. No, like I know I need to make moves, like, which I'm hopeful that I'm starting with those hets, which like and it's so hard because like right now, like they're only like 650 grams right now.
And that's a pair.
Mm-hmm. So I have 2 females.
Okay, you have 2 females. So what are you gonna do about a male?
So that's the thing. Like part of like I'm on Morph Market, like if not every night, every other night, looking for visual DG het hypo versus visual hypo het DG. But I keep telling myself, I'm like, your girls are not ready. So just wait. Why are you looking for males right now? Yeah, so I'm trying to like, and you're the one, you told me that too. You were like, don't get your male yet. You still have time. So I'm trying to wait patiently for the right male. Cause I want to get a male with as many genes as possible.
No, you don't. Stop it.
Well,
no, you don't. No, you don't. No, I'm gonna stop you.
not
No,
as
you don't.
not as many
No.
genes as possible, but I want to get DG, hypo, and possibly clown if I can.
No, that's great. Those are 3. That's a banger right there. Like if you
So
can
that's what I'm hoping for.
that's my foundation to the next game is that 3 right there. And that is you're not going to go wrong with those. I'm sure there's already DG hypo clowns out there. They're the most ridiculous looking fucking.
They're so beautiful.
I saw those at Will's house. What am I talking about? It's fucking nuts what those things can do. But
so pretty.
But what we need to do is like there's stuff, like I said, resources. There's stuff that you could. Here's the thing: the genetic skin testing. You hear about that yet? Did you find out about that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the DG, I don't think that
it's not for DG or hypo yet.
Okay, so DG and hypo is not available.
I checked.
But you can find out about the pos het clown. That's important.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And
no, so I should definitely do that.
And period. Listen, I don't think it's that much. I think the testing for the DG and hypo will be out before these females are ready. And if that's the case, I think you should get that shit done beforehand.
Oh, hell yeah. And oh my gosh, because I paid a really good price for those. And I remember looking, because I was looking at Justin. Justin has the same exact female, like the same exact genetic females. So teetering back and forth, but I was like, I can't afford Justin's girls. So I had to take a chance. And I think, that's the hard part about starting off without having all the capital is like taking those chances.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, dude, I had to. It was such an amazing chance.
Yeah, I mean, it's
and if it works out, I'm just like, I'm gonna like be so thankful.
It's gonna work out. It's not if, it's gonna work out.
Oh yeah, no, like honestly, like my girls, like even though that their heads, like I'm saying, they're like super bright, and I haven't been taking so many pictures of them, and I haven't been active on social media, but like I so need to, and I need to like show these girls off.
All right, Lily, we're gonna get real here in a minute, right? So let's talk about some other next level shit we should be considering, especially if we're going to be talking about you dipping into some of these sick, like for instance, let's just say, right, and then we're already talking about, so let's just say you hatched out some fucking clown hypo shit, or excuse me, let's say you hatched out some DG hypo clown shit. Let's just say it happened, right? How are you considering how you represent your animals? And what I mean by that, once you have stuff you want to show off, what's going to be your game plan for that? How are you going to start taking pictures of your animals?
So that's important. Honestly, like I need to invest in a better camera.
What kind of iPhone do you have?
I'm so cheap.
Okay.
I still have an iPhone 8 Plus.
That's not that bad.
It's not that bad. The iPhone 8 Plus at least has the nicer camera than the 8.
You're killing it right now. You're good. It's not like you're on a fucking goddamn 3G service, so you're okay. But
no, like, and it was hilarious. So like my daughter just lost her phone. I just got her a phone, and she just lost it, but she had an iPhone 6. Right. And she was like, no, it was such a good phone. And I'm like, it was such a good phone. Like,
yeah. See, that's a dude, what a wholesome family to be at. Like, there's so many snobs that just wait for the next one. And it's like, you're spending all this goddamn money on. But here's the thing though. This is what you need to do, Lily. You need to, you can get a camera, which I don't think you even need to do that. Get the newer iPhone.
No, that's what I'm going to do. I want to get the new iPhone 14 Pro Max.
That's it. You get the newer iPhone, and you need to have a time of the day that looks, because I know it's morning. Like, okay, for instance, what time do you go to school at? You're in school what time?
I leave my house at 7 in the morning.
Okay, but hold on. So that's perfect. So maybe right now it's too dark, but there's a certain point when you go to work in the morning, there's a nice, perfect blue daylight. Like there's a nice little, it's not bright, but it's like a blue light, like a gloomy light in the morning. You get that? You know what I'm saying? So you need to find either a bush or a solid color background. You take that animal outside. You need to start taking some outside pics, but you need to find a place you like and stick to that. You need a theme, like a theme.
I know, like your gate, like your
gate.
gate pictures.
Dude, like here's the thing. Like I'm all like, man, it's stressful to think right now. God damn, but I have over 50 hatchlings I have not put on Morph Market yet, right? I haven't even taken pictures of them yet. So the reason why I'm stressed is because I have this sick ass camera. I have equipment for that, and I could do a whole like shebang, but whoa, hold on. Why don't I just stick to my camera like theme? Like I really take good shots behind that fence. Like that's like my thing. So I'm just gonna use that for right now. But that's all you need too. That's all you need to kind of start posting your animals. But that's the way your shit's gonna grow, Lily. I can tell you that right now. That's the way. Like there's so many different little tricks behind Instagram, and like the more you have going on behind your picture, like the more like stuff behind, like the less people give a fuck about. And it's crazy, but that's just the way it is. And also Instagram algorithm looks at that. So, and I learned all this shit from Barcheck and people who do really good in the Instagram game. Also, you should only be posting reels at this point, no pictures.
Right. That's what I heard.
Yeah. But like I said, you're learning so much, Lily. The beauty about you being at the growth speed that you're doing is you're gathering all this information and you're just learning. You're learning. I'm telling you right now.
No, I'm learning so much, and I'm like, I feel like I watch so many videos like about potential problems.
Right.
Because I just feel like you have to prepare for the worst. It's like Occam's razor. Like if it's gonna, or Murphy's Law, if it's gonna happen, it's probably gonna happen to me. So I better prepare for it.
So listen, I have a wrap-up question before we get into some hot seat questions, okay, Lily? And I'm curious as far as the fact that you have a career, you're a teacher. Dan has his thing going on, you have your family. With the snake game being what it is, right? Like, do you ever look at it as something to pull you away from your 9-to-5, or do you feel like 9-to-5 is something that you just want to always do for the rest of your life? Like, what if best case scenario, what are you looking to gain out of the snake game?
So I love teaching. I really do. And the 14 years that I've done it, I've, not to toot my own horn, but I feel like I've been good at it. I feel like I've really made a difference in so many different kids' lives, that I love it. I do love it. But at some point, I feel like every year it's been getting harder and harder and harder. So it would be nice to eventually be able to wean myself off of that. But at the same time, like I've been doing it for 14 years. I'm only about 10 years away from being able to retire from that. So kind of my goal is to be able to retire from teaching and just to pick up with reptile breeding and have reptile breeding be my hobby / retirement income for the rest of my life, which is awesome because it's something that I actually really love to do, and it's something that it's not work. So it would be nice if I can get there sooner than that, but it's hard to visualize that at this point.
You have a 10-year plan though. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you could think about how much has turned around for people who've taken their sweet time in this shit and all of a sudden know what they have. Like I'm telling you right now, Lily, that room gets done. Once that room gets done, it's really on. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
It's fucking on like Donkey Kong. Like I'm pulling up. Like
and I have been pairing up. So like I just recently paired up my pastel to my blackhead Mojave, and I was like, dude, I'm proud of him. Like they've been locked up for like, I want to say like 72 hours, like almost like the whole time. I'm like, dude, you are putting in work.
He's in it to win it.
It was funny. Like Dan was just like, what's a big clutch? And I was like 12, 14. And he's like, they're going to have 16. And I was like,
Damn.
Hopeful.
Well, listen, hour and a half went by really, really quick, Lily. I got to say, this was an awesome episode. You do have some hot seat questions, okay? So don't think you're just gonna walk out of here because shit's gonna get hectic right now, okay?
Okay.
So hot seat questions for Lily Nagatani Exotic.
And I got this.
Do you?
I'm ready.
Do you got this? Do you got this?
Even though like there's so many that I'm like I want to explain.
Well,
but I'm like I'm gonna try not to.
Hot seat questions coming in hot. Lily, you ready?
Got it.
Frozen Daughter live.
Live.
A cut or no cut?
A cut.
Incubator temperature.
88.
Red chondro neo or yellow chondro neo?
Red.
Pre first shed meal or post first shed meal?
Post.
Yay imports or boo imports?
Yay.
One reptile you would import to your collection, no matter what it is, anywhere around the world, what would it be?
A Gila monster.
Ooh, nice. One reptile nobody should import, no matter what it is. Leave it the fuck alone. Don't touch it.
Probably a Gila monster.
Wow. True. Yay sports or boo sports?
Yay sports.
Favorite sport of all time?
Basketball.
Favorite basketball team? You say the Kings. I'm ending this right now. I'm gonna fucking end this. I'll end this right now. I'm gonna end this right now. Say it. Say it. I dare you to say it. Say it. You're not a Kings fan.
I fucking love my Kings.
Oh my god!
I've been a Kings fan since '98. Do you know how difficult this has been?
You know how difficult our rivalry is between you and I? Like we should not like each other, but we do. Fuck it. We're gonna.
Well, the Raiders makes up for it. The Raiders makes up for it.
That makes up for everything. That makes up for everything. Let's be honest.
But okay. I have been a Kings fan since '98. It's been rough.
Do you understand the playoffs?
But
back then?
Dude, 5 wins in a row. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it this year. You
better calm down. I need you to.
5 wins in a row.
I already said it's cool, but you're like now you're rubbing it in. Just calm down right now, okay? I don't like stop. Raider Nation, let's go.
Raider Nation.
Big flexor or no flexor?
Big flexor. When I can.
Steak or fish?
Steak.
Yay alcohol or boo alcohol?
Boo! Yay!
West Coast rap or East Coast rap?
This is where I feel like I have to explain. West Coast, for sure.
What the fuck? What do you mean for sure? But what? Do you have an explanation?
Mag Dre, for sure. But Nas is also one of my favorites.
But what? There's nothing.
Nas is also one of my favorites.
Mag Dre is the king.
Mag Dre.
Stop it. You live. That's your goddamn god. Mag Dre is. Let's go. Thank you. I love it. Okay. Keep going.
His face. Dude, we've been going stupid for years.
And we ain't stopping. Oh my god. All right, little word association. First thing to come to mind. Milk.
Titties.
Yes. Antoine got very excited right now. Coco.
Blocks.
First time ball python breeder.
Woo-hoo!
Stuck shed.
Soak 'em.
Ball python clutch.
Be prepared.
Favorite reptile show of all time.
Pomona.
Instagram trolls.
Don't got them.
That's going to change. We're going to get there. Don't worry. Okay, listen. If you had to eliminate one recessive out of the ball python game, what would it be?
Albino.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that. My girl. Oh, that was too smooth, too quick. Lily, we had just shy of 70 people tapped in for this fucking episode. What do you have to say to everyone showing you love, everyone tapping in, giving you all the love and support. What do you have to say to everybody out there?
Cheers, and thank you guys so much. Like, I was super nervous, but I'm like, it was super easy. I didn't even feel the nerves like once it started, and I'm like really happy to be just part of this community. Like, everybody that I've met is just so amazing, and I'm just so happy and just excited to get deeper and deeper into this community. Like, hopefully, like, I'll be somebody that people look to in the future.
What do you have to say to the whole entire trap family out there? What's your message to the entire trappers out there?
Dude, my trap family, I love you guys 100%. And this trap family is amazing. So I'm always there for them.
And guess what? Will we see you at Trap Fest 2023?
Every year I'll be there. I know, I'm like, I told Chris, I'm like, you got to show up.
Well, guys, that's a wrap for Lily Nagatani Exotics, ladies and gentlemen. Lily, have a good night, please. Tell Dan I'm going to get my fucking golf swing down. It is on. I'm going to go up there, but probably before after you guys come down and hang out with me. But we'll talk soon. Have a good night.
We
Lily.
will.
Hey, dude, Lily, I love you, dude. You're my
Tell
homie.
your Lily I said hi. Give her a hug for me.
Dude, you're my girl, bro. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good night, Lily.
Bye.
Damn, what a good episode. So much energy. That was like just amazing. Lily, you killed it. Good job. Guys, please head over to Instagram and go follow Lily right now. Nagatani Exotics on Instagram. You know, go give this girl some love, please. If you don't mind, go give her a follow. And I gotta say, man, to have a girl, a woman support like hers, who's a mother and a great wife and just holds it down and just, I don't know. It's a great feeling. I got to say, thank you so much, Lily. And thank you for tapping in tonight's episode. The likes, hella respectable. Thank you so much. Appreciate all the likes. Never too late to hit the like. But guys, feeling very giving right now. I'm feeling very, very cannot wait for this Wednesday night type thing. Guys, you guys know Thursday nights belong to the trap. Fuck, any night belongs to the trap. But let's be real. It's going to be going down Wednesday. This Wednesday, instead of Thursday, due to Thanksgiving, Wednesday, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. You know what it is, okay? It's that time for me and the man, Chris Eaton, my dog, Chris Eaton. Nobody safe? Hold on. Maybe people are safe. It's Trapsgiving, baby, okay? We have some very highly special guests coming to the goddamn platform. I have some special guests tapping in person for this episode. It's going to be a party. It's going to be a time. Make sure you tapped in. Go down to the link below. Set your reminder. Coolest reptile podcast in the world. Lily, thank you so much. I had an amazing time. She's so awesome. Guys, go tap in with her. That's my homegirl. Love the support. I'll see you guys Wednesday, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and I'm out.